Hello and welcome to another episode of Between Two Pints, The Next Generation. Today with me is actually a guest from the original show 7 years ago, Jenny Duffy.
Hello, thank you for having me back.
Thank you for coming. So you were on like 7 years ago in the old show when it was terrible, and I believe you were on for like a Game of Thrones burlesque show.
Yes, at the time I was promoting Game of Thrones burlesque show, Hodor Strikes Back. I was dancing in it. It was a lot of fun. But since then, I've got a bit of a bad back, so I've swapped dancing for music, specifically karaoke, and that's what I'm here to talk about today.
Karaoke. We're actually having a karaoke party here later tonight. Yeah. So, okay, you're here to talk about karaoke, and you're actually telling me you're doing something that's not like just normal karaoke. It's like jukebox karaoke.
So I've created something that I'm calling Jukebox Karaoke musicals. What are those?
I have no idea.
Exactly. So a jukebox musical is an art form that came out. If you think of a film like Moulin Rouge, it's when someone would take a bunch of songs, throw them together, and make a musical out of it. We're doing that, except we're not doing it on film. We're doing it in a bar. And instead of celebrities singing the songs, we're having the audience join the cast and sing songs. So basically, I create a set list, I write a script around it, and then people show up and they sign up to sing the songs and play the roles.
Oh, wow. So there's like cast.
Yeah, we like to say cast in quotation marks, but really it is sort of occupying this space between just regular pub karaoke where you go up drunk and sing your favorite song and an official singing performance. It's somewhere in between. So it's for those singers who want to put on theatrics, maybe wear a costume, have some fun without the pressure of having to sell tickets and be a professional.
That sounds great. It's funny actually talk about pub karaoke because pub karaoke I wasn't really interested in until I was in Japan and I discovered karaoke in private rooms.
Ooh.
And that's actually great because I'm not that confident of a singer, but years of private room karaoke is like suddenly you get good enough at a couple songs that now you're willing to do them at the pubs.
Yeah. Okay. So that's interesting to me that you would find a private room less intimidating. I'm going to call this the paradox of intimacy because there's a lot of singers that actually find it far less threatening to sing to a bar full of drunk strangers than it is to like gather their friends and family into a small room and sing directly to them. It's weird, hey?
It's really weird.
I'd be interested to see what your audience thinks. It's maybe a bit of a split.
Well, so there was something interesting is a lot of these private rooms in Japan also were like a rate per hour, but also all you could drink. So there was, yeah. So I remember very clearly one time my friend and I had a double date there and we got plastered and we were just giving her and then we realized our dates had left.
Oh. Now, how many shots in were you before you realized they had left?
I think we booked the room for 3 hours and they left after 2 and we were just like, let's keep going.
Oh, sounds like a good night.
Yeah, well, I actually find that interesting and because we've had karaoke parties in this room many times. Yeah, but the interesting thing is that I have friends who probably like yourself are quite talented singers, but I've always found that many people in the private groups are kind enough to do songs they're not good at as well as the songs they love, because there's nothing like someone not being very good at something to make you more inspired to get up and be terrible as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're just talking about vulnerability, right? Your voice is one of the most vulnerable things that you have. So it's kind of insane to say, hey, I'm going to go up and just sing in front of all these people and we'll see what happens. It does take a certain level of courage, which is kind of what I lean into with these shows, Like it is a weird thing to do to put out a set list, be like, hey, who wants to come and be Frankenfurter? Who wants to come and be Beyonce? But surprisingly, people do show up. They want to do it. There's something inside them. There's like a curiosity about like, hey, maybe I could be a little bit better than I am at home in my living room. And hey, maybe it could be fun to do it with other weirdos like me who really are just, curious about this.
I always loved doing, eventually I evolved into being able to do it in the bars and doing Johnny Cash at Old Legions for karaoke. You get the high fives from the old guys coming off stage. I love that.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a love song to the Legion crowd.
Oh, yeah, man. Man in Black or, yeah, all those are great. Or Folsom Prison Blues is one of my favorites.
Nice.
So I have to ask, what are 3 of your favorite karaoke songs? They don't need to be your best songs, but what ones do you love singing?
Oh, man. I sing, okay, so Unstoppable by Sia has been my anthem. Anyone who follows me on social media is probably sick to death of seeing me sing that song. There's that one. There is Bang Bang, the version with Jessie J and Ariana Grande. I like that one. And then another fun one is You and I by Lady Gaga. It's kind of like a sultry rock song. Yeah, I mean, those are not by any means the most popular karaoke songs, but they're the ones that are me. And that's what you got to do at karaoke. You just got to go and be yourself.
That's what it's really about.
Mhm.
Yeah, I some of my favorite songs can only come out after I've had like at least 6 shots of tequila because I can't sing Queen, but man, I love singing Queen.
You know, I usually tell people who are nervous to sing Queen. Sing Bohemian Rhapsody. Why? You
It's
know,
8 minutes long.
it is 8 minutes. Okay, so that kind of makes you a karaoke jerk. But if you sing an 8 minute song, I mean, because everyone's like, come on, hurry up, the lineup. But actually, if you go and you sing a really popular song like Bohemian Rhapsody, people will sing along. People love that song. They'll shout over top of you if you're not loud enough, and the whole bar just gets going. And it's a really nice way to build community, I think.
It's funny because that's actually a Queen song I've never sang at karaoke.
Oh, okay, put it on the list.
No, it's 8 minutes long. That's way too long. I didn't want to be up there. No, I like The Show Must Go On. You want to sing that like 2/3 of the way into the night to keep things
Oh,
going.
yes.
And it's like very sad because apparently when he sang it and recorded it, he knew he was actually going to be passing away soon. So
Oh, yeah. You gotta try not to, like, get all emotional and tear up when you sing that one.
okay, you're busy trying to do like the 3 octaves and like your throat is just burning.
3 octaves.
Something
So,
like that.
a lot of people don't actually realize what octaves are, but 3 octaves, for one, is a lot.
Oh, I actually don't know if it's 3 octaves. I think I was just guessing there, but I think he's one of the ones that has like
He's one of the few people one of the few human beings alive. I think Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston are some of the other 2. So, yeah, 3 octaves is a lot. So, yeah, kudos to
Oh
you.
no, I can't do 3 octaves. Though it's funny because like way decades ago, I was studying theater. I was like serious to try to be a theater actor, which is funny because now I don't really want to be in front of the camera. This is me being brave, doing this show. But
Look at that.
doing 3 choirs, I was in like jazz choir, normal choir, and advanced choir. Like a year of that, you really watch your range get way bigger. It's a lot like weight training,
Mhm.
where it's something that if you train it, your range actually can increase quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, your singing muscles, your vocal cords, they're muscles like any other. I mean, if you're actually like this, that's all you're working with. It's just this, your windpipe and then the vocal cords. Sorry, I didn't show that very well, but they're kind of like this diamond shape.
Like gang signs.
Yeah. Karaoke singers. Yeah, but if you exercise it and you do weird little training techniques, yeah, you can absolutely open up your range. You can pick up different stylizations. And honestly, if you listen to any popular singer, they all have a unique sound and they developed a unique sound. Number one, just because of the way their body is shaped and their head is shaped. But they've found something unique about the way they like to sing it, which might not be proper at the beginning, but they have done it so much that it's become their signature sound, right? Like Bob Dylan, not the greatest singer,
No.
but my gosh, what a singer,
Mm,
right?
yeah. So, okay, jukebox karaoke. How did this start?
Well, I am a karaoke addict. I was going to basically every show all around town. And I found there's a lot of singers like me who are like, gosh, I really like karaoke. Gosh, I really like practicing these songs. I'm improving, but I'm not quite ready to go and like rent out the Roxy and throw my own concert. What is there for me? What is there for me? And the truth is there's nothing. So I saw an opportunity and I thought, well, I know enough dance and theater and film people in this city. I bet you there's people who would like to come to a weird little show like this. And I essentially created a show for my friends, and that's how it started. And it's grown as they've invited more and more friends. And yeah, that it just has evolved authentically out of a need that I saw within my community.
So you essentially built something for yourself that you wanted, which is like the age old how to like do good stuff.
Oh, I'm not familiar with what you're referencing, but yeah, I just thought maybe my interest in this is shared with someone else. So I'll just I'll just do what I want and see what happens.
Yeah, well, that's sort of like with this podcast, and even back in the day, it's mostly like I have all these really talented, amazing artistic friends who are like hustling, but like advertising is expensive and promoting things is expensive and trying to like, hey, I like drinking beer and hanging out and I can film stuff pretty easily. So, I can make something to help promote my friends. I know, like, if you look behind you, there's some posters from one of our previous victims, I mean, guests, because his short films have gotten into a bunch of film festivals lately.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, and I mean, now he's using reels from this or like little clips to promote his Instagram and Facebook stuff. So,
Yeah, I think you're onto something there. And by the way, kudos to your friend. I think that's amazing. I often get asked like, "Oh, hey, don't you want to be famous? Don't you want to be a famous singer?" And I always go, "No, God, no. I want to get good. I want to produce good content. I want to sing better than I did yesterday. I want to put on a good show. I want people when they leave to go, "Hey, that was a good show. You did a good job." That's what I want. And I think maybe just sort of doing the opposite, which is, essentially like rolling the dice and entering the lottery, right? The chances of someone getting famous, really famous, doing acting, singing, or dancing are pretty low statistically. So, the opposite is just to not jump into the pool with everyone else and try and do what everyone else is doing, but perhaps to do the opposite, which is go inside, go into your garage, set up your weird little podcast set and just do it because it makes you happy. And I think probably if someone on the other side of the camera sees that and you make them happy, they'll connect with that, right?
yeah, well, and even like we were talking about before we started rolling, like some of my career plans as I don't know if anybody watching, I direct and make film, but like I spent all this time 10 years ago making series and was trying to be successful and kind of had a breakdown, not like a full one, but like, I got really depressed because it wasn't going anywhere. And now I've sort of gone to the point where I just want to find a 9 to 5 job that pays well and isn't crazy. And then do basically community theater, but community film on the spare time and make like narrative projects, but not being like, oh, we're going to do a 15-hour day and oh, we need call sheets and like this and that. And it's like, I just want to make fun, good content with my friends and not break ourselves.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there. That's you see, you also have a benefit, right? Because when you work a 9 to 5 and you've got that stable income, you can buy gear, you can pay for insurance, you can rent places out, you can put on productions, you can choose the terms that you're going to go out there and produce this work.
And you
I think
cannot like fall apart and you can kind of manage your time and understand that you maybe need Sundays off and that you're not going to work a Friday night to 6 a.m. Saturday and then have to get up 3 hours later and try to shoot in the woods. And
a Fraturday is a film term, I'm guessing.
oh yeah, sorry. So a Friday for the people listening is when you start at like 6 p.m. on a Friday and it goes all the way to like 6 a.m. Saturday, and usually you watch the sunrise. And like as a camera assistant, it was fun. Like I worked with some really amazing people, and there's kind of that like camaraderie as you're walking to your cars in the parking lot as the sun is coming up and it's beautiful and you're exhausted and maybe you blew some stuff up or there was some cool stunts, but it's also like kind of wrecks you. Like I mean, I had a friend read a book. I think it was called Sleep, and he read a book on how important sleep was and your circadian rhythms. He quit the industry a month later.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a life choice.
Yeah, but he said that everything that he saw about like having weird sleep patterns just like ages you prematurely, it affects your mental health and it just does all these things. And I feel like I'm not quite as badly affected as some people I know, but I also don't regularly work a ton of night shoots. So
Yeah. Well, that's good. You know, I think going back to what you're saying about creating your own stuff, making your own shows, doing it small scale, I think there's something to that because if you look at what is happening in the world right now, in entertainment particularly, AI is coming. AI is actually here. And I think we're going to see, the marketplace is already flooded with content. It's flooded with songs, amazing singers, amazing, talented performers. Um, but AI is coming to occupy more of that crowded market space. So I actually think that authenticity, meaning small scale, human being showing up, doing a really cool creative thing, that is going to be the scarce commodity.
that's actually really interesting because that's already happening. I watched a couple videos on YouTube, and a lot of the newest creators on YouTube who are super popular, millions of. There's a guy Sam something. He's like a weightlifter, and he's super jacked, but his videos are like super normal and wholesome. Like it's just a little like camera, and he's like, "Hey, this is my protein thing for this morning," and like and he's like driving to the gym. He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna do legs today," and then he's at the gym doing. But it's like minimal. It's not like they were comparing it to Mr. Beast or these other like highly produced edited. And this is just some guy, and like the quality. The only real quality nod he has is he's got like a separate wireless mic, so he sounds decent, which is kind of the bare minimum for decent content.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's an old guy who's like it was started as like a ranching YouTube, and now he just sits there and smokes in a chair, a pipe, and gives like life advice. And he's like super popular as well, and it's authentic. It's not these like super, you can see like in the AI generated images, they look very shiny and smooth and like artificial.
Yep. They look weird. Man, if I see another AI recipe on Facebook, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Oh yeah, I actually paid when I started the other podcast with my friends. I paid for a couple lifetime subscriptions, and one of them was supposed to be allow me to schedule and post on a whole bunch of different platforms, which is what I paid. It was like $20. It was really neat, but then it had all this other stuff where it would generate AI images to go with your posts, and they not great. Like it was like I don't want to be pumping out this like glossy crap.
Yeah. I think what we're both kinda circling around is we can't give up our humanity.
Yeah.
It's precious, and it can't be reproduced, and AI, it can do its own thing. But I think, yeah, authenticity, showing up, and making weird sounds with your mouth in front of a bunch of drunk people, which is karaoke, right? That a lot of people are still really into that, and same thing with live music, I think.
Yeah, let's circle back to that because like I'm really here to get you to talk and promote about your projects.
Oh,
But
yeah.
so you do jukebox karaoke, and you mentioned Frankenfurter. Like I'm a big Rocky Horror Picture Show. Did you do one like that?
Oh, yes, darling. We have sorry, I'm getting into my magenta personality. Yes, we are hosting 2 Rocky Horror themed sing-along karaoke shows. One is gonna be October 23rd, and the other one is actually on Halloween night, October 31st. And so it's basically for people who are fans of the film to come on down, and basically I have the whole set list, karaoke style, and we've got a bunch of singers signed up already. So it's your chance if you've always wanted to do Hot Patootie or Touch Me or Sweet Transvestite, then yeah,
All
you can do that.
all right, so I can cut this out. If you want to look into the camera and in under 30 seconds talk about that, where it is in the dates, I can cut that out and give that to you if you want to.
Yeah, so the 2 shows I've got coming up, October 23rd and October 31st, we are doing Rocky Horror themed karaoke jukebox musical. You can follow me on social media. Everything's a ballad on Instagram and Facebook. I'm posting about it all the time. And if you have a particular song you want to sing, just contact me and we'll get you into the show at Shamshiri Caveman Restaurant in Chinatown, 139 Kiefer Street.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, if I'm not working or busy, maybe I'll go.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a costume that would be
Oh, you
appropriate.
don't need a costume. You just show up. Actually, that's the cool thing about our shows. You just show up as you are. If you show up in full on drag and a costume, great. If you just come straight from work and you're wearing your work clothes, also great.
I don't think the world needs to see me in a Frankenfurter outfit.
I would pay money for that.
I've been going to the gym a lot, but I haven't been going to the gym that much.
You're not Frankenfurter fit. Okay.
No, no. Well, that's great. So, okay, so for Halloween, obviously, you're doing Rocky Horror Picture Show. What about you? You when we talked about this originally, you said you're doing stuff all the way up to May. Can we get some samplings of what else is on the horizon?
Oh, yes. So we try and rotate the format. So in November, we've got pop rocks theme. So we're thinking pop and rock icons. December, we have a holiday theme sing along. And then into the winter and spring, we'll have our time machine theme, which is really popular. We basically go on a journey through time and we sing a lot of songs from the different genres. Time periods. And we're going to do a Tony's themed one. So, all of you Broadway heads out there who are like, where can I sing Memory? Where can I sing something from Hamilton and not weird the whole bar out? This is your chance. Yeah. So, the formats are changing all the time. I think the Time Machine one, though, is the most robust and the most heavily repeated, just because essentially when you've got a model like that, I'm talking as a producer right now for writing efficiency. It's quite easy, right? You have the structure of the show, you write the script around it, and it's like, okay, what 5 songs from the 50s are we doing this show? What songs from the 70s and 80s? And yeah, it's kind of cool. I do also go around and collect intel. I go and I watch other shows.
Oh, are there other karaoke jukebox or
No, just other karaoke shows, and I watch and I go, what songs do people like to sing? What's the song that's most classically sung? Or I go online and I'll look at Songza or some of those other online karaoke services and just look at the most popular songs and be like, yeah, a lot of people want to sing We Are the Champions for some reason.
I do a great Call Me Maybe.
Oh, really? Yeah, Carly Jepsen.
Yeah, I saw a friend of mine who is an improv actor and he did milkshakes, but it was like an improv thing instead of him like properly singing. And it was so funny that we actually included him in the credits of a short film I did called Milkshakes.
Oh, love
and,
it.
And it was amazing. And inspired by that, I tried to find another ridiculous like female sung song. So Call Me Maybe, but like low and creepy.
See, you'd be perfect for our show. We love unique interpretations. Oh, I also do custom arrangements. So if someone wants to do a song, but they want like the piano version of it, great. We'll put it on up. I think that's kind of a comfort for a lot of performers because when you go to regular karaoke, it's kind of like you just get whatever the host gives you.
Yeah, you don't know if it's going to be a MIDI song or something that's had the vocals poorly cut out.
Exactly. Or sometimes, they start your song halfway through or your mic's off and that's just it. And you just, the show keeps rolling whether you like it or not. Whereas my shows are very singer centric, meaning I give you a moment when you get on stage. Do you like your sound? Do you like your reverb? Do you want a drier mic? Do you want your highs, mids, and lows adjusted? We want to make sure that you sound the best that you can. And if your song is messed up, if I mess it up at the beginning, guess what? We go back and we start you again.
Wow, that's really awesome. So I guess the only other question I have is like you said that like as a producer, so what kind of work goes into this? Like, do you have a set list, or how much effort does it take to do one of these nights for yourself?
It takes about 20 to 25 hours of back end work. So I start with the theme. From the theme, I then develop the set list. And after the set list, I'll write a script. The script is for me to follow just to keep the show aspect of it going. And it really is a show. It's not just like me sitting there, doing karaoke and eating my dinner while you're singing. I start with an opening monologue, an opening song. If there's some sort of story going, then I, keep the dialogue going so that
this is like a full-on theatrical production.
It's a show.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was, but wow, like scripts and monologues, and wow, I guess this is also Jenny Duffy. I shouldn't be surprised.
Oh yes, the best production value that we can squeeze out of me. Yeah, and then I will also do custom video and graphics and audio to go with it because the televisions are a big part of it, right? So you may have an opening sequence that goes into my opening monologue, then into my first song, and then from there, while we're waiting for the next singer to come up, there might be a video happening with background music, with wipes, with titles, with that kind of stuff. So it really is a lot of work, and I do a lot of it on my phone and on my laptop in between my real job.
And so like that's the thing, you're this dramatic artistic person in the evenings. But what are you during the day?
Oh my gosh. You found out my secret. I'm an accounting instructor.
I feel like your students would be stunned to find this out.
Actually, the ones who I teach, they know. Then I show up and go, "This is me." But yeah, I mean, when you see my name on paper, professionally, you wouldn't think that I look like this and that I do this, but I am what I am.
I think a wise man said that once. Well, all right. I guess let's do one last plug for your stuff for the audience. If you want to look into your close-up and tell them where they can find you, and I think we can finish our beer.
All right. If you want to be part of the cast for the next karaoke jukebox musical, find me on Instagram or Facebook under the handle Everything's a Ballad, or you can just search my name, Jenny Duffy, or you can probably look for the link, which I'm assuming will be somewhere down at the bottom of this video. Hope to see you there.
And for those of you listening to just the audio only portion, there will be links in the show notes. But yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. All right, Jenny, maybe you can critique my karaoke setup after we cut.
All right, sounds good.